Hello everybody, Mac here. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to Friday Night Game Night. If you are watching this on the day that the video goes live, if you are watching this on Friday, you are watching this on a very special day. Very special for me anyway, because this is Mac's birthday. So go ahead and leave a like for my birthday, and go ahead and leave a like for what we are taking a look at today. This is one of my first birthday presents. This is HeroQuest First Light. Is it an expansion pack? Is it a game? It's a little of both. If you play HeroQuest and if you follow HeroQuest, you may know of this, but not know exactly what this is. Basically, what this is a consumer-friendly version of the game, meaning that it has a much lower price point. It's less than half the cost of the HeroQuest game, comes in a much smaller box, a much smaller packaging, as you can see, and it's available at retail. As a matter of fact, right now, the only place I can find this, and I don't know if this is supposed to be a Target exclusive, but the only place I can find this right now is Target. That's where this was picked up for me. Like I said, you can see the box is very, very compact compared to the standard HeroQuest box set. However, everything that you get with the original box set is in here, just at a slightly reduced rate, and you'll see what I mean when we open this up. But this is going for, I think it's around $50, like I said, which is less than half of what the original box set goes for. We have some new artwork up front. We have the HeroQuest game system First Light pretty much all around the sides of it. And on the back, we have a look at what is inside the packaging, as well as the QR code that gets you the app, the HeroQuest app that we've been using during the Spirit Queen's Torment quest series. And I think if you pay attention, you can see what the main difference is. There are 5 miniatures, but everything else is a cardboard cutout, and we'll take a look at that just as soon as we get this open. Like I said, this is part game, part expansion pack, so that if you already have the standard game, there's still something in here for you. There's something in here for everybody. So without further ado, let's just lay this down, let's get this open, and let's see what's inside Avalon Hill's HeroQuest First Light. Okay, so first things first, let's get the lid off and we can see what we have inside here. We'll split the difference here so we can start putting stuff over. And as you can see, basically all of our main bad guys, all of our furniture pieces, everything is a standee. So we have all of the same pieces of furniture. It's just that they're cardboard punch-outs. We have all of the same tokens, of course, cardboard punch-outs, like what we had in the original game. The doors, the open doors, the closed doors are cardboard punch-outs. All of the bad guys are standees. We have the chair, we have the 3 treasure chests right there. We have all of our villains right here that are standees. And I dig having them in color instead of just being like the monochrome, the monocolor miniatures that we get with the original, although I will take a miniature over a cardboard standee any day, but it's still cool just to have them. I really like that. Here we have our rule book and our quest books, which we'll take a look at in a second. We get a new Game Master screen for Zargon with some new graphics, which truthfully, I think this looks fantastic. I think this looks better than the one that we got with the original HeroQuest. We have all of the standard rules on back, just like we had with the one that comes with the standard HeroQuest, with the inclusion of the dragon on the monster chart. And we'll take a look at the dragon in a moment, because that is one of the miniatures that we get with this. Now here we have the rule book for First Light right here, and honestly the rule book is basically the same. The rules in here are as written as the rules in the original in the original rulebook that came with the standard edition, except they are all constantly pushing the app so that you can play this cooperatively with an AI Zargon. The big difference comes from the First Light quest book here. Now, one thing that I want to mention, a caveat I want to mention about this, is that the only real quest packs I have for HeroQuest is Spirit Queen's Torment, plus I have the Monk Hero Pack and the Rogue Hero Pack. So what I'm about to tell you, if it has been in other quest packs, I apologize, but as far as I know, a lot of what we're about to talk about in here is just from First Light. That we have, you see right here, they just go over all of the standees, all of the furniture pieces. But here's where we start to get into some of what I think are the new rules. That we have blesses, curses, and treasures. There are various effects that may be bestowed on the heroes as they take on the quests. If a hero receives one, instruct them to mark it on their character sheet. That there are different benefits, different blessings that heroes can have, such as this, Oracle's Blessing. Use this ability to divine the future. Ask Zargon to lay out a room beyond an adjacent closed door, or after you roll for attack, defend, or movement dice, you may re-roll all dice. You must keep the second result. After you use this ability, it disappears. So that is something that like a hero can have. Now, I don't know, I think whether or not a hero receives one is dependent on the quest. I haven't looked through all of the quests yet, and I think it's random as to who gets what. But there's another one right here, like Glyph Key Scroll. Use this scroll at any time to destroy a discovered magical glyph. No action required. The scroll has no effect on magical glyphs disturbed by looting. After you use this scroll, it disappears. So basically, like if there's a magical trap, you can use this and just negate it automatically without worrying about rolling dice. Hearthkin Horn summons a skeleton for each member of the party. There's just so many things that you can that are different with this. Let me see right here. They talk about item exchange, which I don't think is something that they talked about in the original rules about being able to swap items among the heroes, which truthfully, I think we all did that anyway. Healing Hearth. When a hero would draw a treasure card in a room containing a fireplace, they may instead heal 1 body point. So if you're in the room with the fireplace and you're the person that searches for treasure, instead of picking a treasure, you can choose to heal 1 body point. That's really cool. Sly Storage. The first hero to draw a treasure card in a room containing a cupboard instead draws 2 treasure cards. Resolve the cards in the order drawn. So that is really cool as well. And it's just little things like this that make the game a little bit deeper, a little bit more interesting, a little bit more strategy, especially when you're talking about these benefits up here. Then we also have Quindrak the Warlock, which I'm not going to get into all of this. We may explore this whenever we do quests from this, because in addition to Spirit Queen's Torment, I'm planning on doing at least the first 2 quests from First Light as sort of like a secondary Friday night game night, but just the first 2. And why the first 2, you ask? It is because of this. This is the game board. Let me open this up. That I'm sure you all know, especially if you play HeroQuest, what the HeroQuest game board looks like. And you can see right here that it's a brighter color, higher contrast, same size, same everything, same room layout. This section is a little bit different where the HeroQuest logo is, but where the real difference from this comes from is that the board is double-sided. We have this completely new map layout that I think this is supposed to be like either like a really deep cave or an exterior location. That I'm very curious to see how this plays out, what the differences are between this and the other side. This just opens up more possibilities. And I think this is really interesting because I'm very curious now with the release of this. All of the quest packs up until now have just been for the standard game board, which is on the other side of this. This one, however, everything that comes after this, is it going to be like, are all of the quest packs that come after this going to be geared towards this double-sided game board right here? Is it going to say, you know, needs first light? Or is it going to say like quest pack for first light rules? I'm curious about that, because if it's limited to just the quests that are in this box set, because the box set does say compatible with all HeroQuest quest packs, but if this board is only used with the 10 or so quests that come with this this set, I think that's a big miss. So you can see like there's all these other like little caverns, passages and everything over here as well. So I'm really curious to see what the implications are for this moving forward, how Avalon Hill is going to make use of this. Whoops. So let's close that up. Hold on. All right, there we go. I don't know if you noticed, but something that is starting to worry me already is that this is starting to rip already. So just be careful with that. Be very careful with that. Here we have a bag full of all the plastic stands for our doors and our bad guys. Here we have all of the cards that are used for HeroQuest. There are no new cards. These are all the same standard cards that came with the original HeroQuest set. We have new character sheets, same dice. Now we do have new miniatures, and the one that we're going to take a look at first is the new dragon right here. This thing is huge. This guy actually takes up, if you look at it, this guy actually takes up two spaces whenever you're standing him on the board. Also, he has ability that's called Dragon Flight, that he can move 10 spaces, and he can take like part of his movement, attack, and then continue to move through. So he's basically like strafing the party with fire whenever he's moving. So that's really cool. We have new stats for him. Actually, let's see if we can find his card, and we can take a look at his new stats. Give me 1 second to sort through these. Okay, here's our dragon card right here. You can see he has a movement of 10 squares, 5 dice, 5 attack dice, 5 defense dice, 7 body points, 6 mind points. This is definitely a boss battle going on right here. So let's just set that back. And we have our miniatures down here. And we have all of the same miniatures that came with the original HeroQuest set, Dwarf, Wizard, Elf, and Barbarian, but they're all in new poses. Now, one thing I want to make clear before we take a look at these. They do not come painted. I've mentioned many times that I am terrible at paint, but my brother is really good at painting miniatures. He actually painted these for me because he was the one that got this for me for Christmas. I'm sorry, for my birthday. And before he gave it to me, let's turn that light off. And before he gave it to me, he painted all of the minis. So this is the new pose for the Barbarian, which I like. I like the point. I like the open power stance right there. I think that looks really cool. Here is the new pose for the Dwarf, shield up, axe wielded, ready to go, ready to rock. I like that. I really like the green robes that he gave the Dwarf as well. The Wizard, I think, is the one that they've changed the most. He doesn't have a cape anymore. He has this snake going up the staff. He also has a fireball cooking in his hand already, and he actually has Wizard's robes on. I think this looks really cool. Now, keep in mind that when you get these are the same standard red that all of the HeroQuest Hero minis are. And then finally, we have the new Elf, which I feel like the Elf and the Barbarian changed poses, because if I remember correctly, because I haven't been using the Elf for Friday Night Game Night, but if I remember correctly, the standard Elf sort of has like a wider stance with her sword back. But this is the elf. Really like the forested like leaf cape that she's wearing. I think that looks really cool. So that is the contents of the new First Light expansion pack, new rules, whatever you want to call it. Something that I found very interesting is that if we take a look at the HeroQuest app right here, let's open this up. We have First Light at the top right here. Now, if you've used this app, you know that if you use any of these, you basically just pop something open, the quests are there, and they're preloaded into the app. What I find interesting is when I opened First Light for the first time, I had to actually download it into the app, which was something I haven't had to do with any of the other quest packs, any of the other quest maps, whatever you want to call them in here. So I'm very curious to see if like the new rules, if the reason you have to download it is because this tells the app, hey, I have this, I have the new rules, let's start implementing them sort of like reversed into the old quests to see if the new rules take effect in the old quest packs here. I think that would be really cool. So that is the HeroQuest First Light expansion. Like I said, it's part new rules, part standalone game, part quest pack. I think with the double-sided map, the double-sided board, with the addition of the dragon, with the new miniatures, with the addition of the new rules, I feel like there's enough here that this is basically priced at like a higher end quest pack price point. I feel like there's enough here that players who already have this game in the standard box set will get something out of this. And I think this is a really good entry point for new players who have been intimidated by the size of the box and the size of the price tag of the original box set. So let me know what you think. If you're an existing player, is this something you would want? If you don't play HeroQuest, if you never got HeroQuest because you were put off by the high price tag of the original box set, is this something that interests you? Would this entice you to play the game? I'm very curious to see the effect this is going to have on players, new and old alike. Well, look who made it to the end, you legend. If you made it this far, please give the video a like and consider subscribing while you're clicking buttons down there. If you already are a subscriber, I want to thank you for taking time and hanging out with me and talking toys again. If you like what we do here and you want to help the channel out, please consider becoming a member of the Steel Core. You can do so by channel memberships or by becoming a monthly subscriber to my Ko-fi page. Link in the description below. Core members get access to members-only exclusive videos, the Discord server, and eventually members-only live streams, all for just $1 per month. So until next time, my friends, play well, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.